Model railroading is a lot more than just laying some tracks, putting some trains and turning some knobs on a controller. There are various other things to the hobby as well, which is landscaping, buildings and people, for example. I'm going to talk about buildings because it's an area that I am not able to do myself because I don't have the artistic or craft bent to make buildings from scratch. A lot of people do. Another way people make buildings is they 3D print them. Once again, that's something I cannot do. I do not have a 3D printer and I don't know how to make the 3D models yet. Maybe down the line I'll go down that path. So the third avenue is to buy ready-made building kits or building sets. There are so many options out there. What I have got for this review and for my layout is the Hornby Accessories Pack 2. So I'm going to be unboxing this and showing you what's inside it. I got this from Hatton's in the UK. I got it with a few other things as well, 2 locomotives, 2 coaches. So I will be reviewing those separately. But this was purchased from Hatton's and shipped to Sri Lanka. I'm very pleased with the way Hatton's handled my order. Exceptional customer service. It's the second time I've used them and I will be using them many more times in the future as well. So just a shout out to Hatton's for being a great retailer, especially to their overseas customers. Without further ado, let's get into what we get in the Accessories Pack 2. The picture looks quite nice. You can see there's appears to be a fair bit of stuff there. But how's it going to be? I haven't opened this yet, so I don't know. Are these little buildings here, for example, pre-assembled, or do I have to assemble them together? We are going to find out in a short while, so stay with me. Right, let's have a look what's inside. I'm going to open it from this side. Okay. So the first thing we see is an instruction leaflet. Water tower. Okay. Safety notice to parents. Craft knife and scissors. Okay. Direct adult supervision is required for children under 14 years. So if you've got a 13-year-old, you must directly supervise him. That's what Hornby says here. Components must have their decoration labels before begin to assemble the building. Images alphabetical. Cut out the window dogle. Okay, fine. I'm not going to do all that on camera because it's going to bore you to death. Let's see what's in the water tower package. We've also got, okay, that's the ladder for the water tower. Just going to move this out of the way. Here's the ladder for the water tower. We've also got the water hose. Now this, I believe it's not really a hose. I'm not sure what it's called, but it is what was used in the old days to fill water directly to the top of steam locomotives. So you would have it by the track and when required it would swivel out like that over the locomotive, fill it with water and then swivel back. Pretty cool. And this is metal, by the way. This is proper hefty metal. It's not plastic. I'm very pleased to see that from Hornby. The ladder is also metal. Okay. I'm just going to put those two things aside there. Let's have a look at the building for a while. It's a half finished building. You can see the water tank on top of it is there. The window cutouts and the door with the fan light above it. And we've got the second part of the ladder. So the instructions say we're supposed to fit the first part of the ladder in there, which I will do later. Let's see what else is there. Oh, these are the window transfers. So we are supposed to install these transfers on top here. They are stickers, I suppose. Got window transfers. What else have we got? Yeah, we've got some wood planking. Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff in this package, which appears to have been opened. Maybe it was opened in customs or whatever, I don't know. Here are the window transfers, sides. Here are the windows themselves. That's pretty cool. So we have to do a bit of assembly for this building, which I kind of like. I like assembling things. Now let's have a look at what this is. Okay. Nice. So we've got a tiny little hut here. Got whistle signs, got some other signs, decals there and some little trackside signage. Got another building here which I think we're supposed to oh, this building has actually broken in transit. Yeah, see, you can see it's a bit broken in transit there. Okay, got some telegraph poles. You've got a loading gauge. Now a loading gauge is something you place over your track and you drive a wagon through so that it will determine if the wagon is within what's known as the loading gauge, which is the clearances for it to travel on that particular track. I think the loading gauge thing would go into this here. Yep, there we are. So loading gauge. This is the sign which would have whistle on it. Some more telegraph poles, that's nice. Even more telegraph poles, but I'm wondering why the poles are different. I mean, you'd expect them to be fairly uniform if they were going to be along a track side, right? So these are the clips that go into the side of your Hornby track, and you take a telegraph pole like this one, the single one for example, and you just slide it in like that. So then the poles go by the side of the track. Very nice. This also, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Probably part one of the buildings. I will check what that is supposed to be. More visual signs, more track clips. But wait, there's more inside this. Aha, here is the second large building of sorts, which is this building here. Oh, so we can see what that thing is. It's supposed to be like a trackside mailbox, pillbox or whatever. Let's open this one up and see what it has inside. So this one also has instructions for this particular building. Safety notice parents, once again 14 years only, 14 years and above only can do this unsupervised. Here are the windows. Says what does it say here? Sorry about that. Cut waiting room, cut along the dotted line. Oh, so this building is a waiting room. Nice. Okay, safety notice parents, that thing, we'll put that aside again. Here's the building, half constructed. If we open the roof, we can see there's a package of stuff in here. Let's see what we get in this package of stuff. Okay, so we have got some what appear to be maybe seats and interior decorations for the building. So in summary, these are the contents of the kit with the 2 instruction sheets required. So once I put all this together, I will take some further videos of them placed on my layout. So this is one of the buildings from the Hornby Accessories Pack 2 kit, the water tower. It's been fully made. The ladder has been attached. On the top is a sort of wood effect sticker which goes, and as you can see, it doesn't quite as stick as well as I'd like it to. The sides, however, have stuck quite nicely. I've got a choice of 3 sides. I chose this brick effect with some plants growing at the bottom because I can simply landscape right up to it. The windows have been installed, as have the little fan lights above the 2 doors on the side. The doors are already painted, so I didn't have to do anything for that. If we look inside, there's no bottom, which makes it very nice for lighting. So you can see on the 2 fan lights, I did the Hornby recommended method of taping them in place. But for the side windows, I went with super glue, which has its positives and negatives. Positives being it gives an excellent fit. Negative being if you're not careful with it, you get those little white misty patches. But I think I might, when I light the building up from inside, I might just do some curtains or whatever to partially obscure that. Because I'm guessing this building is supposed to have some workshop or whatever inside it, or maybe a water pump or something like that. So I'm just going to keep it there on my layout. Let me show you another thing as well from the kit. This water crane, which I have placed on this siding where there's currently a class 47 parked. I sometimes do park a steam locomotive in there. Let me show you the steam locomotive that I do park in there, which is this little blue 040 locomotive. You can see another little pack from that accessories pack I've kept here, a little hut. Now this hut didn't have a window. So what I did is, there was some glazing material left over after I'd cut the windows for the water tower and the waiting room. So I just cut a square and super glued it in place. And I'm going to light this building up because you can see totally empty on the bottom. So really easy to light it up. Just need a single LED there. So let's keep that there. Let's go and have a look at the next lot of things. So this is the next building, the waiting room. Now this was a little more intense to put together. The sides have already been painted, so I didn't have to do any sticker attaching or whatever. But the doors and the windows needed the glazing to be done, which I have done with super glue. And yeah, you can see it's not the best job, but hey, I'm learning. Might put some curtains or something over them. Now the blue roof edging was a separate part. The chimneys were a separate part. And the little clock over there is a separate part, but there was no sticker given for it. So I shall have to print something later on. Now you're wondering, I'm guessing, what about lighting? Well, for lighting, this has a flow, but Hornby has very thoughtfully included a hole for the wires to go through. So how would you put your lighting inside? That's easily done because I can just take the roof off like that. And then you can see my rather, cack-handed super glue work. Oh, something just fell off. I think that was the clock because that piece was anyway a bit loose. Now that needs super gluing, but not to worry because I will sort out those windows later on. Let's put the roof back and let's keep the building in the place where I feel it will remain. Maybe there, I may bring it here. Haven't decided yet. So let me show you a few more things from the kit. So moving on, here's the loading gauge which I have installed on the track right after the uncoupling ramp over there. Here is that little whistle sign that we spoke of. I think I'm going to keep it here so that it will alert to whistle just before joining the main line. And these are the telegraph poles. Not all of them are equal, as you can see. The way they fit to the track is you've got this little clip here, and just like the loading gauge has clipped into a pre-created slot in the track, these would clip in there as well. However, I don't know if I'm going to use these or not because I got to find the place to clip them, for example. And you'll notice something else also. This one has been installed the wrong way. I need to fix that. And I also have far nicer telegraph poles there on my layout which have to be landscaped in, which are far easier to place because they're just freestanding units. They don't need to be attached to your track work for anything to work. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to use these at all or not. I haven't decided yet. The final thing to show you is this little set of trackside signs. Now these I most likely will use because, well, I could use them on my layout, but I may not use them with the labels that they came with. You see, what they've come with is just simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. Now those I could ostensibly use as mile markers or whatever, but the others like the gradient markers aren't really relevant because I don't have any up or down gradients on my layout. At most I might use the level sign to say that there's a level track or whatever, but still that doesn't make sense. So the stickers in this will most likely go unused, but the markers themselves I can definitely use on my layout.